Welcome to my studio, A Touch of Blue. You're welcome to join us for Drawing with Grandma. We're going to begin this next lesson on sketchbook drawing with doing a few more birds. You'll remember that our last lesson we did several birds and learned that drawing the head and body and larger shapes first is the best way to begin a drawing. So we are going to begin another bird, and we're going to start with the oval head, and this time we're going to work on doing a kind of a hawk, and I don't really know what kind of hawk it is, but the beaks are shorter and they're more jagged. So you remember that we started with the oval and then used the beak to help determine where the eye would be placed, and that's what I'm doing here once again. We want to draw lightly and build the basic shape before we go with dark and more permanent lines. So here we're just going to lightly stroke the general shape of the bird. So I have the oval, I have the beak placed where I want it. I am building the body shape now and the wing shape. And then adding a few little suggestive lines that help determine where the feathers are of the wing and of the head, where you see patterns and shapes of laid feathers down on his beautiful, elegant head. Now we'll begin to darken some of our tones and to decide where maybe our permanent lines might be. So we still don't want to go too dark, but you want to begin adding a little more pressure to your pencil, determining where those feathers and the direction of those feathers are going, developing patterns, and using your pencil to create interest and texture that is unique to birds and their feathered patterns. As you work, you can add pressure to your pencil and then lighten it up and kind of create variation in your lines and strokes. Let's shape his beak now. The hawk has a short beak and it has kind of a angled hook type of shape. So we want to be sure that that's correct. And he has a really nice hairdo, beautiful feathers that lay back nicely like a well-styled fella. There. So we have a sketch and we're learning how to build a simple drawing with geometric shapes, circles and triangles, in order to develop an organic form. Let's try another one. This time we're going to do kind of a dome shape to start this little owlet. An owlet is a baby owl. And so I want to do a dome shape, which is like half of a circle. And then I'm going down the middle and building the broad eye areas of his head. Now we're going to make a big shape, which is a big oval to build the body from. And the tail. And then place those eyes, which are large and very unique to the owl as far as its design and placement. Again, you want to begin, once you have your basic shapes in and the layout of your bird, then you want to go in with a little bit darker lines and kind of finalize your layout, your composition. Remember, these are sketches, so please don't worry about perfection or all those things that can be stressful in drawing and painting. You want to practice, and remember we talked about that in the last lesson, how important it is to spend time practicing and developing your ability to even work quickly and to make decisions about how to draw something you're seeing. We've done his beak, which is short. Then I'm adding a few little pieces of grass to add to his surroundings. Of course, we can do more to this bird. But remember, this is our sketchbook, so we're not spending a lot of time making them finished and complete. We're going to go do this fish now. I want you to look above. You can see the fish shape, which is first an oval, an elongated oval. And then I'm building just the simple tail shapes that are flowing in the water. They're loose and elegant. Now you can see the place where the face and head is like a smaller oval shape within the larger oval shape. So lay that little oval shape and then place the eye. Now let's go ahead and as you study fish, you can look at the patterns on them as well. The birds have feathers and patterns. Well, fish do as well. And You could even get out your color pencils or watercolors and begin building color on these little drawings too. But right now, let's focus on practicing our drawing and trying to make shapes and patterns with our pencil. We did a fish from the side view. Now let's do one from the top view, which is called a bird's eye view, looking down on something. And so let's look down in the water and do a fish from that perspective. The first thing you want to do, of course, is to draw the larger shape, which is going to be an elongated oval, kind of like a teardrop shape, and then add that little flinging tail that's swinging in the water. Once you have that shape that you like, go ahead and begin with more determined lines and finalize them. Little fins, and let's add another one too. And you could practice doing this on a whole sheet of paper and make a whole school of fish. Thank you for joining me today for Drawing with Grandma with Eye on Art.